But Jess is super happy with me right now, and that's what matters.
They went back to Disney.
But they did postpone the trip, so that's okay.
It's postponed. They're going to go.
Yeah, they're going to go at some point.
No. Jess is never going to They're not going.
There's so much.
They're made for each other. They're both
so
tolls.
At first,
bad guys. Sorry.
Jess is never going to Hawaii.
Zippity-doo-dah, this is Bear Rabbit, and I gotta tell you, I find a great laughing place listening to the Magic Our Way podcast with Kevin, Danny, Eli, and Rachel. Zippity-doo-dah!
Jumbo, everyone.
Harambe.
And welcome to another edition of
The Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
The Magic Our Way podcast. They are truly magical and whatnot.
Asante Sana, everyone. You're listening to the Magic Our Way podcast from New Orleans, Louisiana. And on this show, we invite you to feel the libations.
Feel it, feel it.
We are artistic buffs and not artistic cream puffs. This is a show in which every opinion is welcome. MagicOurWay.com is where you can find this. In this episode, we present another edition of Am I the Bad Guy? And look, this is your typical polish, practice, pixie dust, and Disney podcast. No way. We are not keeping track of the Star Wars universe, letting you know that Mark Hamill is not returning for the upcoming new Jedi Order film.
He's not?
He's not. That's what they say.
Oh, why?
I can't watch this, then.
I don't know.
Not to say it without...
Without Luke?
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. Well, hey, now I'm a little bit bummed, but I guess, hey, look, we're just here to drink, talk some Disney, and to tell you that bad times don't last, but bad guys do.
Nice. And you listeners have the easy part. All you guys and girls have to do is to listen up to what we think up while we drink up.
My name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny.
I'm Eli.
And I'm Rachel.
And look, if you're thinking about visiting the Universal Orlando Resort, Rachel can help you book that, or even she can book you a Disney vacation as well, or a cruise of any sort. Booking with Rachel is one of the easiest ways to support us. Also, you can leave a rating and a review on Apple Podcasts and wherever you access our show. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you never miss an episode of the Magic Our Way podcast. Also, we want to thank our Patreon supporters for all that they do for us. Before we get into it, there's something I just want to run by you guys. I brought these sensationalist headlines up before, but I ran into one that just made me laugh. Because I was like, wow. I mean, you know, you mentioned the yellow journalism last time I did this. Is like, boy, it is alive and well. So let me do this. I'm going to just say what the headline is.
Is this Disney related?
This is Disney related.
Oh, I know what site this is.
Yeah, and I want to see. I mean, there's probably many a Disney fan out there can figure out what site this is from, and you may have seen this.
Don't give them the satisfaction.
Let them tell you. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you the headline. You see if you can guess what the hell this is.
Are you
all about.
using it force since we lost Luke in this?
I am.
Okay.
This is hilarious.
That still
hurts. All right, y'all ready? You ready for the headline?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Disneyland exits California, makes official move to Texas. Exactly. That's why I read that. I'm like, what?
Well, that's closer. That's a closer drive. I could do that drive.
How do they? Okay. All right. So obviously that's false. What's the story there?
Well, that's on us to guess.
Say, what do you think from that headline? What do you think that's even about?
There
was some bill talk, like possible
law kind of
government some law
kind of
legislator thing. Where
read the headline again.
The headline says Disneyland exits California, makes official move to Texas. It's even funnier the more I say
I'm not going to try to justify that. That's just clickbait.
It absolutely is.
But does it have a basis in reality? It does.
Something company
happened in Texas with regards to Disney.
I was thinking something in California. What, there was a company
Disney had to do something in Texas. Universal's built.
It said Disneyland though. That's different.
Yeah.
Well, they built a museum or something to Walt in Texas.
There you go. That's got to be it. It's got to be something like that. That
like
there's
a museum
some kind of an exhibit.
Yeah.
Or
because I would say like here's my thought. Disney has been doing less California cruises and more Texas, like the Galveston stuff. Mm-hmm. And so I could see like the cruise line being that, but it said Disneyland. And so that's not cruise line.
Right.
That's a good guess, though.
Yeah, to corroborate your point, I know there's a lot of like big companies from California moving to Texas because I guess it's better for their profit margin or whatever else. So I know that's been like an exodus for sure. So this is just headlines. Y'all ready to figure out, know what this is about?
Were we even close?
Kind of. Y'all getting along the same track as far as exhibit idea.
Okay.
This
So
is
there's
trippy.
got to be a museum.
Yeah,
not necessarily. So this is what it is. You ready for this?
Yes.
In reality, the article discusses Disneyland's 70th anniversary celebrations, which included promotional events in Texas, such as a hot air balloon appearance in Dallas. There's no mention of Disneyland Park in Anaheim, California, closing or moving. It's just about Mickey and
Of
Minnie
course.
and their 70th outfits going to make promotional events and visits in Texas officially.
Okay.
I hope Ricky Brigani got his 30 pieces of silver.
Ricky Bobby?
nuts.
Ricky Briganti.
Oh, I don't know who
Briganti
that
was
is.
the original.
No,
When it was still
don't say
up
the
here, though.
don't say the name. Don't say the name.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I know,
I'll
but
But I
edit
hope
it
he
out.
got his 30 pieces of silver.
I hope he did. Yes.
Wow, that's all you got to do is
Yeah,
just
it's pretty
like
bad.
just make stuff as dramatic as okay. Well, we
Yeah.
were close, but not that close. Like,
No.
Is there another? Do
you want another one?
Yeah, I kind of liked it. I was
One,
like,
one more.
All right, I'll do
Yeah.
one more. This will be a quick one.
Because we didn't guess this.
This one's funny.
All right.
This might be an easy one, but it's on my easy com. But let's see what happens. All right, so this is the headline, real quick,
Okay.
and there's a ton of these, so maybe we'll do a whole show about it. But
I hope so.
here's the
This
second
sounds
headline.
Fun.
Yeah, Tinkerbell's costume piece falls during parade, leaving guests stunned.
oh Lord, how can they see it? She's so small.
Wait a minute. So Tinkerbell had a Janet Jackson wardrobe malfunction. Like what? No.
So wardrobe malfunction.
Justin
What do you think?
Timberlake's flying me like, whoa, let me catch it for you.
What do you think, Eli? So we got a wardrobe malfunction of some sort. What do you think?
I think there's some sort of Tinkerbell statuette that hasn't been fully painted or something like that. That
Wait, what
they've
was
been
his
tripping off.
headline again? One more time.
Tinkerbell's costume piece falls during parade, leaving guests stunned.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
it's a statue of some sort.
So we got wardrobe. He says statue. Rachel, what do you say?
This is tough to decipher.
Wait, during parade?
Yes. Costume piece falls during parade, leaving guests
Okay.
stunned.
I think she dropped her wand.
Oh,
That's brilliant.
That's a good
nice.
one. Yeah.
I didn't even know Tinkerbell had a wand.
That's true.
In the
yes.
parade, she does.
She does.
Yeah, you know.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
fair. Okay.
All right. What's the right?
Well, you know what's funny? If we were doing this for points, Rachel would have gotten a point because here's the story. During a recent showing of Disneyland's Paint the Night Parade, an unexpected mishap occurred when Tinkerbell's wand slipped from her grasp and fell onto the street below.
Oh my God. Yeah, Rachel wins that one.
Yes.
That's brilliant.
She got that, yes.
Good job, Rachel. That was really well done.
Everybody was like, "Oh shoot, the magic is loose." No,
I
no.
did not even know Tinkerbell had a wand.
I just always been about the dress. That's fair.
Damn. That's
I'm a terrible-
But the
pretty
headline would suggest like, oh,
Yeah, I thought that's why. That's why I
dreams
went,
have come true.
That's why I went with statue. I was like,
Jam.
ain't no way.
Justin Timberlake's at it again.
That was funny. Don't. You might not have
Yeah.
nothing close, but that Janet Jackson reference, that was gold.
I know this is the second time I brought it up. Maybe we have to do a show because there's just some. I got like found 10 of these.
You might
Just
have
make
to
me
give
laugh.
us like this is like you might have to give us like multiple choice on these.
Yeah,
because this is really
And there's some
crazy.
other headlines I've been like, I read it. I'm just like, what the hell is this about?
My mind has to adjust on that, but yeah, good play to Rachel on that.
Yeah,
'cause,
that
like,
was a good one. Rachel would have gotten that point for sure.
I
Yeah.
always get on the clickbait. I it's like you try to back off it, but it's so sensationalized. You got to.
Oh, these are sensational. To say the
no,
least,
very
yes.
much, very much.
So anyway, yeah, let us know if you would like to hear a show about that because some of that stuff's funny. I'm sure you guys have encountered that. Let us know, show at magicourride.com. But look, enough of our jibber jabber, y'all. Let's go see if we have a bad guy or not. Here we are on the hub, the big topic segment of our show. And as I mentioned in the intro, we present another episode of Am I the Bad Guy? Yay. Obviously, these are stories that we find across the internet, and we actually had the discussion to make the determination of whether or not this person's a bad guy or not, right?
Yeah.
And so I'll turn it over to my co-host, Danny, who's got a juicy one, from what I hear. A juicy Am I the Bad Guy story. So yeah, let her rip. Let's see what happens. What we got?
Eli and I saw this last week, so we thought it would be a fun one to cover. Even my daughter heard this one; she had an opinion on it. So I wanted to bring this one to you. This was posted on Reddit. I don't know if the names here are accurate or not, but Doesn't matter. Here we go. My wife, Jess, and I have been married for the past 13 years. We're both 39. After experiencing financial hardship throughout our 20s and early 30s, Jess and I are now fortunate enough to have the means to travel once or twice a year. The only problem is that Jess literally only wants to go to Disney World. We have been to Disney 9 times now, and every vacation we have ever taken together was to go there, including our honeymoon.
Show me the problem.
Now you see why I wanted her on the show. So we go, we eat the Mickey Mouse ice cream, we wear the mouse ears, we stay in the official hotels, we see the characters, we ride the rides, we take the pictures in front of Cinderella's castle, and we come home. Every trip. I'm honestly beyond sick of Disney, and I never really liked going in the first place. Jess knows this, but she has no concept of travel beyond Disney. We're currently planning a trip for April, and Jess, as usual, said that we can just go to Disney. I explained that it sounds fun, but hey, why don't we go somewhere like Hawaii this time? Jess was confused. She asked, why would we go to Hawaii? I responded that we could enjoy the spas and go to the beach. Jess mumbled a half-hearted answer and walked away. A few days later, she approached me saying that she had made hotel reservations for Hawaii. At first, I was excited because although she did so without consulting me, it seemed like she was really listening. But then when she showed me the hotel she booked, I found she had made reservations for Aulani, the Disney resort in Hawaii.
No.
Yes.
No. Be excited.
Frustrated, I told her that I'm honestly tired of Disney and that I just want to have a different experience this time. She told me that she was compromising with me and that I should be appreciative for the time that she spent. I asked her if she was willing to consider anything other than Disney for our trip, and she said no. At this point, I said that I was not going. Now she's furious. She's canceled the reservation she made, and now she's looking for a friend to go to Disney World with again without me.
That is a dude.
Praise. Can I ask a question? I have a clarifying question.
Sure.
I may have missed it in the letter. Are they married?
Yes.
Yes.
They're married.
Oh,
They've
they
been
are
married for 13 years.
Yes.
13 years. Okay. All
They're
right.
both 39 and they've gone and they've gone to Disney 9 times in the 13 years.
But they had hardships. And so then when they finally got everything together.
They went on the honeymoon.
Yeah, this is a celebratory thing.
And he wants to know, was I the bad guy here for not trying to accommodate her request? Now, there are updates to this, but first and foremost, let's respond to this.
The initial.
I agree.
Yes. All right. I think Rachel should go first.
I think that he didn't do his research.
Didn't do his research.
Yeah, I think that Aulani is a different experience.
I agree.
And I think he could. I think she's kind of right. Like, this is sort of a compromise.
Mm-hmm.
And he should have looked into it a little bit more before he freaked out. I mean, I kind of get why he was like fed up and, you know, she probably should have talked to him, but I think they would have had a great trip.
She gave him what he wanted.
Yeah. And Aulani is not Disney World. It's so different. Like, it's a totally different thing. We've been to the Hilton Head Resort, the Disney Hilton Head Resort, and it's not anything like the parks. It's a totally different trip.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think he would have had a good time. What a shame.
I
also like that she's just looking for a friend to go with. I think he sounds a little bit not fun.
No.
Not fun. He just
okay, so that's me. Who's next?
I love it.
That's funny.
All right.
Funny.
I could go in on that. I would say he is bad guy, but not the bad guy. That's our option, right? That's what it is.
You could say that's an option, sure.
Now, why I say that is this, like, yeah, he mowed and he complained about it only being Disney. But if you could go to Disney 9 times, you did something really good in your life financially. And if your spouse, says, hey, look, this is what cheers me up, trust me, I know a lot of women I've dated over the past that the things that cheer them up don't have me involved in it. So if as a guy, you could be involved in that, that's great. That's a fair compromise that she gave him to say, hey, we could go to Hawaii, which is not any cheaper.
Right.
No,
all he wanted,
it's not cheaper.
And what can you, okay, let's do this. You take the Aulani part out. According to this, right, he just wanted to go to a spa and probably have some drinks. You can still do that. Like, it's not like Aulani has any rules that says you can't go to Hawaii after, at any part of your vacation.
No, Aulani has an incredible spa.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. So he still got what he wanted. I just think he got caught up in his initial
prejudice against Disney. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Prejudice against Disney.
Terrible.
What kind of world we live in? Yes. So I think he had that emotional reaction to it and didn't logically think out what she said. So she did a good thing by him, but he bad guy for jumping. But he's
not a bad guy for wanting something different.
Yes, not a bad guy for wanting something.
All right. Kev?
Yeah, I think I'd go along with that because I was just thinking the part that I'm missing is like, I want to know why she wouldn't consider anything else. Like we go to Disney, me and my wife, we go, and family, we go to Disney often. But I mean, we also are willing to consider maybe other little trips here. Like, I mean, we'll go see a canyon or like a forest or something like that. The mountains are even, so, we'll do that. Ooh, we're still going to Disney, you know?
Yeah.
Granted, like the mountains and stuff and the canyons are not that as expensive as Disney. So if you're going like 9 times and, you're willing to splurge for Aulani, I'm like, I'll be the friend. I'll be the friend. We'll travel.
I was going to say, maybe you just answered your own question because maybe that's why she's insistent upon Disney, because she wants a touch of that Disney magic. She only gets to experience it like once a year or something.
If that much. Because if they've only been in it's 13 years.
9 and 13
times,
is,
I mean, that's...
Anybody with kids, that's rookie numbers. Seriously, this dude's lucky he does not have kids because he would be so overruled right now.
Oh, no, absolutely, yeah.
Cast aside, put on an iceberg, shoved out. Mom, you can do better.
Yeah, Dad. Do better, Dad. Absolutely.
No, but I definitely agree. He should have. I mean, he probably saw Disney Aulani because Disney likes to put their freaking name in front of everything. They just can't let it be what it is.
I thought it was a theme park and not.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, at least it felt like this was a compromise, that the wife had. If he really wants to do something different, then he should lead the relationship and say, hey, look, I booked this little vacation. I don't know, for sake of conversation, Yellowstone National Park. Really cool to see some natural things. I'll give you a taste of what I like to see or something. I don't know if this dude likes it, but...
Well, that's the other thing is that he's making her book all the... Well, if she's doing all the booking, who are you to complain? Book it yourself, dude.
I was going to say, like, it sounds like though she is the leader of that group, because if they've gone 9 times and he's like, oh, no, not Disney again, then that means either 1, you didn't put up any money for other options, right? Or 2, you just laid back and let your wife do all the work. And there's nothing wrong with either one. I mean, one will probably get you stabbed if the vacation is wrong as opposed to the other. But yeah, you can't complain if someone's booking it for you.
Right, doing all the work and stuff. It's like, even if you... I don't know how long they stay on these vacations, but even if you used the man, took the lead and just say, hey, look, I did a quick little weekend getaway. Let me just give you a taste of kind of what I'm thinking here, and we just give it a try. And we'll just do it.
I went with my friend to Hawaii.
Yeah.
You should have booked a cruise.
Man. As long as it's not a Disney cruise, because apparently just the name Disney gives the guy the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah.
I think you could book Royal and be fine.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
I don't know. Universal's come out with their own cruise line at some point out here.
Oh,
that's a rumor.
That's a rumor.
If wrestlers are on it, maybe. Maybe.
Oh man, that might be their shtick. I don't know. But I digress.
No, but I was gonna say I can see this guy probably coming in, and then she's like, "Honey, I got something for you," and he's thinking something completely different. And when she dropped that Disney bomb on him, she probably had like that really high, exuberant enthusiasms. They're like, oh, we could go to Disney in Hawaii. And he was like, you didn't even talk to me. I can sense that out of the guy,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the truth is she booked one of the nicest resorts in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Like, chill out.
But he's still got to pitch in for that. He doesn't have a choice.
Yeah, but it was his decision to go to Hawaii. He didn't specify which resort, so she found a loophole.
She was smart.
It's a
found
really
a way
loophole.
that he could get what she wanted. He wanted, and she could get what she wanted.
He probably liked her because she was smart.
Yeah, I'm going to go a step beyond you guys and saying that not only is this guy the bad guy, but if he don't change his attitude, he's going to be in divorce court.
I thought you said divorce guy.
Yes, he should be the divorce guy. I'm with you on that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well. Yeah, that's without saying.
I don't know. 13 years. I imagine he's bringing something else to the table. Wait, here's a good question. Did they say
no
kids or not?
No kids.
He said no kids, right?
Well, he does not specify, but the fact that he did not bring this up about children being involved and he put Disney completely on his wife. If there were kids involved, there's no way the kids are siding with him.
But maybe he's omitting the kids to make himself look not as bad.
It's a possibility.
Maybe, he's just
they have kids and she booked the Disney Aulani resort for their family, then like Shame.
Well, if he omitted kids, well, then he is totally.
I feel like
the
he would
guy.
have brought it up though, with the like she's looking for a friend to go with instead. Like if they had kids, that would be different. I think.
Yeah.
Well, I'm with Eli. If they have kids, and it's just even more egregious.
Yeah, that is
that's
bad.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But I feel like they probably don't have kids. 'Cause
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't feel like she'd be so quick to be like, fine, I cancel and I'm going to Walt Disney World with a friend if they had kids.
That's
Yeah.
Well, that's the part where like this guy is truly the bad guy here, because the minute you're forcing your spouse to look outside the marriage to indulge in the things that she likes.
Oops.
That's the minute the two of you start to grow apart a little bit and people start finding happiness and satisfaction. Well, if you're not going to do this with me, I'll find it elsewhere. And he acknowledged that he married a Disney fanatic, and yet he wrote, I quote, "I'm honestly beyond sick of Disney and I never really liked going in the first place." Dude, that's the moment he became the bad guy right there. Like,
listen, when you said she booked something without talking to him, I thought you were going to say she booked the Polynesian.
oh, well, then, yeah, okay,
That would have been like, okay, maybe he's
That would
not
have changed a little bit. Okay. Yeah.
But when it was actually Hawaii, I was like, okay, no.
Yeah. But again, even then, like, what did he think was going to happen with his wife? Did he think that over time she would either grow out of it or he would change her?
Yeah, I was going to say, this sounds like one of those guys that worked really hard to get with the girl. She wasn't, too out the box or nothing. But he probably is a homebody. He probably sits home, plays video games.
Gamer.
And the figures that his wife is just like good with having a husband. Nah, bruh. If your lady went to Disney before you, she would definitely go to Disney after you.
Yeah.
Right. And you're not supposed to stand in the way of her getting what she wants in life. You're supposed to be there to grant each other's wishes, to indulge each other's fantasies, to figure out how to make each other happy and bring each other joy in life, not to take the things away.
If you want a successful marriage, yes.
Yeah,
some people think of marriage as like a thing of power, in which that's
something that socially they have to do. Yeah.
And trust me, no. If there's something that I have that I'm happy about, and I was happy as a single person, and you do not add to it while I have chosen you as said partner, well, yeah. Like you said earlier, we will be visiting this person again with the thing of, am I the divorce guy?
There was a friend of ours that Eli knows very well, a neighbor of ours, if you will, that was having issues with his wife because he was doing things. And I kept telling him, dude, it's mad, mutually assured destruction. If you start saying no to the things that she likes, it's only a matter of time before she starts saying no to the things that you like. And now you have two miserable people stuck in a bad marriage. And next thing you know, she found somebody else on the side. So just saying.
And it wasn't at Disney either. It
had nothing to do with Disney.
No, it was Aulani and no. Yeah, but yes, to be fair, yes, that's the point.
I have a question.
Sure.
I know she likes to go to Walt Disney World. I'm curious to know from her, like, what's up with Disneyland? Like, you got something against that?
That is a good question there, but I kind of get the feeling that no matter what she could have said Disneyland, she could have said Disneyland Paris, she could have said, Disney Seas, and this guy would have not have gone because of
no, that's fair too. But
yes, lady, if you're listening, one, you could do better, and two, Disneyland. Go to Disneyland. It's the
Tokyo
Mecca. It's
Disneyland
better.
Too.
Yes, there's a lot of great places.
A lot of this. Yes,
with the Disney
Abu Dhabi even.
Well, we'll go if it's Tokyo. I don't know about Abu Dhabi. I saw Fast and Furious. I'm scared of that place.
Bro wants to see the world. They got him everywhere.
Now, I just wanted to read one of the comments, though, that I saw here to this post, because surprisingly enough, a lot of people thought that this guy was completely 1,000% in the right.
Really?
Yes. And I saw where people were judging this woman for her love of Disney. One person specifically, and got a lot of people who liked her comment and commented on it, wrote, and I quote, "Honestly, going to Disney for 9 vacations in a row displays a lack of curiosity and engagement with the real world that I would find genuinely embarrassing in a partner."
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow, that's rife with stupid.
Yes.
Yeah. I was going to say, go ahead.
That's the kind of judgmental BS that adults who like going to Disney kind of have to put up with all the time.
Disney adults,
you're going to Disney again. Like,
I guess where I'm coming from, like, I can see that argument. I really can. I guess what I would say to that is, like, I don't know why my leisure time has to be what qualifies me to be curious about the world.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, I can be curious about the world not in my leisure time. There's plenty of ways that I learn about the world and engage with the world and learn about other cultures and read about what's going on in other places that doesn't include my leisure time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to use my leisure time the way that I feel relaxed.
I can see that.
Yeah.
But like, I can still be curious and still find out. And like, does visiting other places help you deepen your connection with it? Of course. But I don't think that's like required to be a person who cares about other cultures and wants to be connected to the realities of the world. Like, there's plenty of ways that I connect with the realities of the world that doesn't include my leisure time.
I agree.
She probably wants to use her leisure time to go to Walt Disney World because it's kind of a fantasy world to escape his
It's
ass.
escapism.
Sure, it's escapism.
That's the thing. There's a key.
Real world's nice, but it's
real world.
It's still the real world.
Yeah.
Like all these adults that kind of look down, oh, you go to Disney or something, like, oh yeah, like I'm sure you're having fun traveling the world, visiting ancient ruins and going to museums and gawking over antique pottery from the 16th century. Oh, look, dear,
Dusty.
a Grecian urn from the Byzantine era. Yeah.
Oh, the cup of Christ.
Can't wait to see the other 365 that look just like it. And tomorrow we'll go look at African headdresses from the Sudan or something like that. Like
shrunken heads.
Yeah, it must be a hoot going on vacation with you guys, but some of us like to have fun on our vacation and like the adventure of it, and it doesn't make us ill cultured, it just makes you a pretentious douchebag.
Well, you know, the funny thing is that I've had different conversations with people about vacations, and the funny thing, someone will say, yeah, like they'll say, oh yeah, I went out of the country and I visited this and I visited that, but they never have that adventure story. They just say what they saw because, I mean, you know, it's already pre-made for you to go there. I've been to other places and I can say, look, I went to Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico was nice. I got no other story to tell you past I was at Puerto Rico. When you're at Disney, you got music coming in. Something is always happening. That's probably why this lady really enjoys going to it. And you can't blame her for it because she made the money to do it. If somebody said, I got money from my job and I want to put an extra hump in the camel, hell with it. That's what their money is for. That's what they want to do with
extra hump in the camel.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what that means, but
that just
okay.
means you can do what you want with your money if you're working for her. She wants to go on a vacation 9 times. Let her go on a vacation 9 times. Who's the judge for that?
I remember going to Europe with Anna, and Anna was, you know Anna very well. She was so looking forward to going to Europe. Loves the idea of going to London. Loved the idea of going to France, everything like that. Yeah. And we had also booked, because she asked me, said the one thing I want to do is see Disneyland Paris while we're there. I actually had 2 things. I did that, and I booked a Jack the Ripper tour.
There you go.
That was the 2 things that I booked. Everything else that we did what she wanted to do. We went and saw Stonehenge. We went and saw all these different abbeys. We went and saw all these different churches. Mm-hmm. We went and saw all these museums and ancient ruins and everything like that. And I kid you not, after taking the subway or the tunnel, whatever they call it over there, I can't remember.
The tube.
The tube. Okay. So after doing all that, getting around, traveling around, seeing old stuff, my wife turned to me and said, you know what? I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm really looking forward to going to Disney and just having some fun and just blowing it out and you know, having a good time as opposed to like, oh, look at this old piece of history. Look at that old piece of history. And I don't know, like you remember there was that girl that was a friend of Lily's that came over here. Her mom was here and she saw the studio
stuff, yeah.
And she saw all the stuff in here and she was just like, oh my goodness, like what is wrong with you guys? And
love it.
Yeah, like this is so like you're just like a little kid at heart. I'm like, yeah, well, maybe that's why your husband's the same age as me and looks like Wolf Blitzer, because he's lost his inner child. Like he just Wolf Blitzer. Yeah. Like you see these people like they look old, they sound old, they look like they've already checked out of life. They've just lost the ability to have fun.
Here's my last thing on that, and this is funny. It's like, so you hear people tell you stuff like, I won't go to Disney, that's for kids. You know, like, well, what do you do for fun? And they'll say, yeah, like you said, they're traveling, whatever. I've driven cross country before. It's not fun driving on interstates and like small highways that have mountains on the end and death on the other. Yes. Like, you know, there's no happy music being played. It's very white knuckling experience. Mm-hmm. But I used to
Colorado up a mountain with crosses all up the mountain where people went off the mountain.
Bruh, I drove past like Iowa and there was like, you know, the presidential signs and stuff like, oh Lord, please don't let my car break down here. It was not a fun vacation experience. But I've also talked to other people like, well, yeah, you could go to these other places for fun. Like the Ren Fair, you know what I'm going with that Renaissance Festival. They're like, yeah, you know that's fun, like stuff fun like this. You're like, no, it's not. That's like a skosh of what you hope Disney could be, but
Dirtier.
yeah, it's dirtier. You get a cool sword. I get you.
But at
I
the
get
same
that.
time, if your partner was into going to a Renaissance Fest, what do you do?
I would
you
do.
go to the friggin'
I would go
Renaissance
to, but
Fest.
it's the same thing as like going to Disney in the sense
It's
of
still a fantasy.
when you walk in somewhere, and if there's music already playing, it's to try to transport you to that other world. All right, well, you already know this is not reality, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't go to work and people are playing like centaurs and stuff like that when you show up. Like, hey, Glenn showed up to work. You're seeing something fictional.
Yeah.
So if these people go ahead and say, well, this is better, this is like, no, man. These people pick from what Disney does and tries to emulate that same level of fantasy or whatever.
Escapism.
Thank you. And, you got to respect Disney for that.
Yeah.
So if this lady, again, wants to use her hard-earned money, and they probably don't have any kids, she probably wants to get out the house, have some adventure, but nothing too out the box. Doesn't sound like this lady wants to go to Chippendales and dive off of like volcanoes or nothing crazy like that. She just wants to have a good time and feel like a princess. Do you matter? Let her have that.
Yeah, right. Like, what if this guy was like a New York Giants fan?
Mm.
And the woman marries him, and then every Sunday she's like, again watching football. Ugh.
Well, that's
how
fair.
much football can you possibly watch? Like,
That's like saying you like wrestling.
I mean, I can watch all the football.
yeah,
Yeah, well, you dominate.
well, like that.
Yeah.
You see, that's the thing. My wife is a huge Love Actually fan.
Oh,
Like,
my
so
goodness.
much so that every single Christmas I have to watch Love Actually. I've had to watch it 20 times by now, and I can honestly tell you the movie makes less sense the more I see it. I think the
you a
plot
great
of
husband.
Weekend at Bernie's makes more sense than Love Actually does.
Tombstone.
I think I missed the moment on that movie. I feel like this is off point, but I didn't watch it until recently, like a few years ago. And it was a little cringy. And,
It is very cringy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw
and
that.
I
I've seen it.
messaged my sister who loves the movie, and I was like, hey, it's a little cringy. And she was like, maybe if I hadn't watched it when it came out, that kind of makes sense.
It's
like, I
full
think I missed the moment.
We are going off
It's
the
full
top,
of
but
bosses.
it's
Bosses wanting to hook up with their employees.
funny. Yes.
I know, it's cringy.
Best
Like,
friends
no.
wanting to hook up with their wives of their other best friend.
Kid stalkers.
Kid stalkers. They put out this myth. My wife is from Wisconsin. I think my wife is beautiful, but they put out this myth that if you go to Wisconsin, there's nothing but supermodels looking to have three-ways with you.
That's why I went.
Like the Midwest thing.
That's why I went. Off of that.
Disney World is more real than that notion.
Yes, you get Brazilians. That's
But I mean, it's not just like she likes, she likes the music of Arlo Guthrie. I mean, this guy sang an 18-minute song that was all about the Vietnam draft, Thanksgiving, and littering. And we literally have gone to see every single one of his concerts when he comes here. We listen to him every damn Thanksgiving. He even has a song that says, I kid you not, I don't want to tickle. I just want to ride on my motorcycle. And we go because that's the person I married. That's what she was into before, and I do my best to put my best face on. And I'm like, let's freaking go.
And she goes to Disney with you.
And she goes to Disney. with me.
And she puts on.
That's how you do it.
Yeah,
That's how you make a marriage work.
That's how you do it.
You
'Cause,
grant each other's wishes. You're each other's genie.
genies.
That's
Yes.
right. Rub that.
That's
Don't do
beautiful.
that. They're gonna go rub someone else's lamp.
That's
Damn
exactly
straight.
right. Because as much of a wrestling fan as I am, I've dated a lot of girls that were like, I don't know why you watch this. Like, just get out. Seriously, it's like just go. Like, let me have my happiness for sure.
All right. So it sounds like the verdict is that this dude is really the bad guy.
Everybody say hello to the bad guy.
Classic. I love it.
Now, there is an update though.
Oh, so
Okay.
that changed
Actually,
the
there's
verdict.
2 updates.
Oh,
you want to
okay.
get these updates? All right.
Update number 1.
Update number 1. I screwed up. I know most people were giving me the NTA judgment, which means he was not the bad guy. But Jess actually showed a great deal of openness to my idea. She took initiative by reserving the hotel because she wanted me to be happy. When I said, nope, no Disney, she felt that I hadn't put any effort into her taking her feelings into consideration, when she was completely right. I hadn't. It was, in a twisted way, my form of revenge for dragging me to Disney World all of those times. In the last post, some people commented about how Aulani barely even looks like a Disney resort at all. This is something I should have researched myself before I threw down the gauntlet with Jeff.
Oh.
When I looked into it, it looks like a run-of-the-mill Hawaiian resort. In my defense, going to Disney World 9 times has kind of made me sensitive, and I'm fairly sure that on a Rorschach test, I'd see nothing but mouse ears at this point. But I really should not have jumped to that conclusion. A day after I made this post, I approached Jess and apologized. I was wrong. Yes, she might be a quote-unquote Disney adult, but aside from always wanting to go to their theme parks, she's never obnoxious about it. I said I was sorry and asked for permission to reserve the hotel again, and Jess responded that she'd love to go to Aulani with me. When I told her that it's not really all that Disney, Jess said, of course, I knew that. I just wanted to go because my sister said it was beautiful. I'm a moron. Jess and I have replanned our vacation, and we're super excited to be going now. I came to this realization because a lot of people pointed out some things I should have figured out myself.
Listen, you shouldn't need the internet.
Yes.
This is too much. Like, you need the internet to save you here. Come on now, man.
No, he probably talked to his boy or something. And his boy's probably like, what's wrong with you?
13 years and you need the internet to help you figure out your wife. I mean,
For
really?
real. Like, come on.
You should have a PhD in Jess by now.
No, look,
He's probably, hold on. He's probably one of those guys that takes like social media seriously.
Yeah, because
And like he throws his business out there because he doesn't have anything else, and he takes.
You know what I think is sad?
Mm.
I don't think Disney adults are sad. I think people who take social media seriously are sad.
That is true.
Yes.
Look, I want to say to this husband, thank you, sir. Thank you for posting this because that was very brave.
That was
of you to
strong.
do that.
Yes, I
And
agree.
we needed some show content, so thank you.
Now, having said that,
do more.
I do
grow,
like the show
grow
content.
the hell up.
Yeah.
Yeah, quit being a little
for real.
bitch.
Get out of here.
Just go with your wife and have fun.
That's right.
All right, y'all ready for update number 2?
Oh, update
Oh,
number
no.
2.
There's another update.
There's
Okay.
another update.
So after 13 years, we are now divorced.
I hope they made a baby in Hawaii.
Oh,
Where's the update?
at 39? Oof.
Woo, that
Yeah.
comes
Just getting it right under the
No.
radar.
Really
Right on the
cool.
radar. Yeah.
Oh,
Because her biological clock is ticking like this.
I guarantee y'all are not going to see where this is going.
Oh, no.
All right. Update number 2. Unfortunately, we will not be going to Aulani for our upcoming vacation. A couple of days after Christmas, Jess had a minor car accident.
Oh, no.
She mistook drive for reverse and backed into our garage door. When I heard the loud bang, I ran outside and I found Jess holding her neck in the car. I immediately drove her to the hospital where she got x-rays done. She seemed fine, but the doctor said that based on her symptoms, headache, neck pain, numbness in her fingers, she could have whiplash. Jess and I figured that she would be fine in a couple of days, but almost 2 weeks later, she is still complaining about back pain. Yesterday, she approached me saying that she wasn't confident that she could go to Hawaii in a few months. I asked her what she wanted to do, and while apologizing profusely, she asked me if we could postpone that trip. I responded that she had absolutely nothing to apologize for.
Okay.
After that, she said that she felt bad about not being able to go to Hawaii, but that she might be able to make it to Disney World. Well, I didn't.
Well played, ma'am. Well played.
I thought y'all would
Well
appreciate
played, ma'am.
Well, I didn't understand at first. She told me that it was a very high accessibility and in a worst case scenario, ECV rentals.
Oh,
She
wow.
doubts that will be necessary, but assured me that we could take it easy there. I know that this isn't the
that's too much.
conclusion
That's
most
too
people
much.
here
Oh, this
wanted.
good. This good.
And it's certainly not what I wanted to do with my next vacation, but Jess's health has to come first here.
Yeah.
Oh my God. No, now Jess is the asshole. It was close. I was with her until then.
I'll wait till for him to finish before I say anything. but-
We've made our reservations. It's not where I want to go, but Jess
No.
is super happy with me right now, and that's what
I
matters.
They went back to
But,
Disney.
but they did postpone the trip, so
Yes.
that's okay.
It's postponed. They're going to go.
Yeah,
at
they're
some
going to go at
point.
some point.
No. Jess is never going to
There's
They're not going.
There's
They're
so
not going.
much.
They're
There's-
made for each other.
there
They're
is
both
so
tolls.
much. At first,
or
I
bad
thought-
guys. Sorry.
Jess is never going to Hawaii.
I thought this dude like prayed to Jabu or something that he wasn't going to this trip because that's so. Who doesn't just say, "Oh, let me look at my gear shift and say reverse"? That seems like what I need to
You
do.
know, like it was.
I
when
mean, I'm not saying she crashed the car on purpose to not go to Hawaii.
I'm not either.
I don't think that's true. But she's really milking this situation. And I'm not even sure. Like, if this is real, he's nuts to fall for that.
So that's my question now. It's like, so
Yeah.
I just found this third update. This update did not exist
I was
when
gonna say.
Eli and I looked at it before.
Yeah, that's-
When I saw that, I started to question, like, how real could this possibly be? Because no one could be this stupid, right?
You talk about to drive in your garage?
The whole thing.
The whole thing, yeah.
Driving backwards into your garage door, going from here to there. How much did you speed up to give yourself whiplash into your own garage door?
I was going to say, that door must have been made of concrete.
She gunned it.
I'm a bad driver. I actually bought all of it until she said that the trip was a couple months away and she wasn't sure she could do it.
Yeah.
Then I stopped buying it. But the whiplash and the backing, well, no, it sounds like she didn't back in. It sounds like she thought she was backing up, but she was actually driving forward into the house.
Let me see. Hold up. Let me see.
I can see that. Well, either way, it sucks. Yeah.
No, she said she backed into our garage door.
Yeah. But
so she was in reverse.
Oh.
Yeah, she was in reverse. I heard that.
So then why would... What? That doesn't make any sense.
I agree.
Oh, was she outside?
She was out.
The car was
outside.
backed in with the rear facing the garage door. So she probably meant to pull forward
and
drive her
reverse.
gunned it. Yeah.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. How you get whiplash hitting the garage door, unless the garage door is made of something like titanium or something? Because odds are you're in the driveway, so you're like maybe a foot from the garage door.
That's a hell of a thing to argue. we don't know what the situation is with that. But she got whiplash. She got whiplash.
But the whole thing is, it
sounds suspicious.
It sounds suspicious when she turns it into, oh, well, let's just do Disney instead. And this guy, maybe he needs to be divorced. Guy.
If this is a length that she will go to avoid going anywhere else but Disney World, like this dude will find his freaking house on fire.
Yeah.
Oh, baby, look, the house caught on fire where you were going. I don't know what happened. You know what we could do is we can go to Disney World while they come in here and they, the
insurance will pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To a certain amount. But I'm still like, man, so you got medical bills and then you got a Disney trip?
But that's the thing.
Trip?
The whiplash. So is that him taking her word for that or him?
Oh, I'm sure they went to
they went to the doctor. Okay. The doctor said she could have whiplash, but I mean,
okay, I ain't touching it.
It didn't say she had a bulging disc in her neck or nothing. I didn't say the x-rays showed anything. So
man, just look.
This thing's wild, man. It's like one of those internet stories. You pay like $5 a month for it so you can like see what's next.
Well, God bless America.
I almost wish I didn't have to read that last update to y'all because it really does change the story and the concept behind it. But there it is.
I was gonna say I didn't know that had happened until
they're made for each other. They're both.
No, he got to run, but he can't run. If she
can't run,
well, she can't. Yeah, she can't turn her head. But if he tries to get he should get divorced. But if he does, it sounds like she could make such a nice elaborate story up. He'll never get out of that.
Is his name Woody?
His name is Dead Man. That's why.
Because it's Woody and Jess. I don't know if it's
Jess.
Like what's going on there?
Well, Woody, Jessie like Buzz.
Not in this world.
Yeah,
she does. Yeah,
well, this Jess likes going in
especially
reverse.
When he spoke Spanish.
She likes going in reverse on everything.
So,
going in the garage doors, going back on the Hawaii trip, picking the things she originally wanted to do. It sounds like she doesn't want to do anything else but Disney World anyway. She tried, it didn't work. She did some drama, swayed it back to us. If this story is, completely accurate.
Well, and if she did that intentionally, there's an assumption there if she did that intentionally. Yeah.
All that to say is like, guys, look, if you married somebody who's into Disney, go to Disney with them because that's what they love and you're there to support that. If not, they might just crash through your garage door.
What a message. But you're right.
Yeah.
So what's the verdict now?
Well, the dude. Okay, so first half the story,
they're both still bad.
They're both bad. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now she's a bad guy.
I don't want to be married to either of them.
That's
but
right.
She might be the asshole now, and he's just dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're Steve, I'm thinking get a job that pays you less money, so that way when you try to escape out the relationship, you got less money to pay for alimony. Don't have no kids with her. She's dangerous.
Okay. Well, there we go. So yeah, we're curious to know what you think about this particular story. Is the person a bad guy? Is she a bad guy? Is nobody a bad guy? Like, what do y'all think? We'd love to hear your opinions on this. And we're about to tell you how to do that in just a little bit. Well, y'all, we hope you enjoyed hearing that story of Am I a Bad Guy? Look, if you want to learn more about us, Magic Our Way Podcast, make sure you follow us on any social media platform. Also, if you want to contact us to share your opinions about anything about this, any aspect of the story, you can do so through the following ways. First of all, shoot us an email at show@magicourway.com or call or send us a text message. Text us at 1-815-MOWEEKEN. That is 1-815
Mo Weekend.
669-4226. And of course, we have a couple of people who do things outside of the podcast. First of all, we got Eli does things with comics. What you got, sir?
Yes, sir. As always, please visit the Iron Comics website. You can see everything I have. There's 48 pages fully colored. Those projects include Project Geisha, Savages, and The Molly Be Damned. There's also interviews and blogs and all these good posts. And of course, a link to the Magic Our Way podcast. So you never miss a beat. You never miss an episode, a trip report, a movie review. Who was the bad guy for going somewhere when they should have went somewhere else? All that is the synergy that it should be. And you get all that on the Iron Comics website. So appreciate the support people give on that. On social media, Facebook.com, you can find me, Eli H. Ivory. As long as you're a real person, it's a pleasure to meet you. As long as you're a bot, I do not need to greet you unless you're going to up my credit score. So we're just going to walk past that.
How many bots do that? Up your credit score?
None, but I'm just throwing that invitation out because there's enough that come at me. I just figured maybe if I just throw that out in the atmosphere,
that the bots will change their ways.
Yeah, I'm trying to get that Disney magic back. You know, just change bippity boppity. Higher credit. There you go.
Sure.
Also on Facebook, there's a Project Geisha fan page, so go ahead and look for that. Instagram, you can find right out there, posting up the hearts and the likes to see what you guys got. EI 504 is where you can find me there. And of course on X, Hancock 10166 is who I am right there. So yes, if you appreciate the madness, you're just bringing me the gladness. Thank you very much.
And if you want to book a vacation to Walt Disney World only or Aulani, you can do it with Rachel. Rachel, what you got?
Yeah, I would be honored to help your group book a trip to Disney destinations, Universal, both coasts, cruise lines. So that's Royal Caribbean, Virgin Voyages, and other cruise lines, major hotel brands around the world. Wherever you're going, I would be honored to help you book. The best part is that you get my service at no extra charge to you. So I can help as much or as little as you like. It costs the same amount as if you booked completely on your own, and you get me as your ally. And so the best way to reach me is email. My email is Rachel, RACHEL @magicourway.com. You can also reach me by phone. I have a voicemail, text message, regular phone, and that number is 978-432-WISH. I'm also on social media. Social media is @OurFamilyMagic. That's the letter R and the words Family Magic on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. And like I said, I'm honored to help you book your trip. And a little bit of your trip comes back to support this podcast community when you book with me. And we thank you so much.
In addition, go to patreon.com/Magic Our Way to elevate your support of the Magic Our Way podcast. Another option that only costs a minute or so of your time is to leave a rating and a review on Apple Podcasts and or wherever you access our show, whether it is on YouTube, Spotify, Podbean, etc. Any way in which you can support the show is deeply appreciated. We also want to thank you for being a loyal listener, and we always love hearing from our listeners. All opinions are always welcome in the Magic Our Way podcast, so make sure you get in touch with us today. So we say Kwaharini. My name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny.
Magic out.
All right. Nachos are on plates.
And you are. Bye!